On another episode of Y'all Shouldn't Have Them Kids, let me introduce you to Destiny Chiverell. She is a Maryland mother who is currently accused of taking the life of her 5-week-old baby girl. Before I jump into details of this horrific case, I do want to say major trigger warning. According to reports, this story all began on Tuesday, December 3rd. She also has a toddler and she was living with her grandmother. According to the grandmother, they lived with her because she wanted to ensure that they had a stable home. She tells her grandmother on Tuesday, December 3rd, hey, I'm going to go to my friend's house and we're going to have a girls' night. She takes the baby with her. Grandma said that when she left, the baby was perfectly fine. She went to the townhome where her friend lived and she was on the first floor with her baby and her friend was on the second floor. She states that on morning hours of December 4th around 9 a.m., she wakes up and that's when she realized that the baby is unresponsive. She runs upstairs to get her friend. They call 911 and her friend starts doing CPR. The first responders arrive and they reported that they, performed life-saving measures, but they could not save the baby and pronounced her dead at 9:17 a.m. However, paramedics note in the report that the baby was cold and rigor mortis had set in. This is what happens after you've died for a little bit. Your bones start to get stiff or your muscles get stiff after death, and her legs could not even be extended. At the scene, she tells investigators that she had fallen asleep with the baby beside her. She woke up at 3 a.m. Baby was fine. They were on the couch together. However, at 9 a.m. when she woke up, that's when the baby was unresponsive and that she must have slipped through the cushions. Now, what's interesting is that while investigators are there, they also take note that a frame behind the sofa is extremely crooked and almost dangling off the wall. At this point, the doctors, of course, do an autopsy and they rule the death a homicide. They state that the cause of death is blunt force trauma to the head, which then caused bleeding at the back of the brain. The medical examiner then tells the detectives that the injuries were caused by a significant amount of force. It could not be a simple fall from a sofa because that would not have caused these type of injuries. Additionally, in the autopsy, it states that the baby had additional bruises on the scalp, specifically 1.5-inch bruise under the scalp near the forehead. She had 2 bruises on her right buttocks. She had a cut inside of her lip and an abrasion on the face. At this point, they start seizing her cell phone. And when they do, this was on December 9th, they find videos. Specifically, the majority of them are outgoing Snapchat messages from late December 3rd to the morning of December 4th, which is that timeline, right? In the videos, you can see that she is intoxicated. And then also, while they're going through these videos, she then starts telling police, well, the other possible explanation could be that maybe she accidentally kicked the baby with her foot while they slept on the couch. Maybe she hurt her while she was sleepwalking because she apparently sleepwalks often. Or even stated maybe her toddler who plays rough with her hurt her, but her toddler was with her dad that night. So at this point, they're kind of like, what is going on? And she tells them, look, at the end of the day, you guys are going to charge me for her death anyways. She then tells them that she didn't have a lot to drink that night, but then the house, as well as a witness, states the opposite. She states, she only took a shot of Smirnoff. However, the witness states that there was a bottle of vodka that was found empty, but that bottle of vodka was full and in the freezer. However, it was found empty and on the kitchen table. At this point, December 11th, they arrest her for first and second degree murder and charge her with multiple counts of child abuse that resulted in her death, in the baby's death. Now, when they start going, as I mentioned, through the Snapchat videos, that's when they start detecting a couple of things. First and foremost, on December 3rd, from 11:06 p.m. to 1:34 a.m. on December 4th, those Snapchat videos are showing her intoxicated. Not only the fact that she was intoxicated, but you can hear the baby in the background crying. One video says that she's actually struggling with a baby gate and says, F this, I'm just gonna jump over this. I'm too drunk for this. She then has another video with the light on in the bathroom saying, I don't know if you hear the effing baby tripping in the background because the baby's screaming and crying. The final video, the baby, or she's battling hiccups and she's holding the baby and she's saying this baby, this effing tripping baby, she's the chillest baby until she's mad about something. Like she hasn't been this bad in a while. Now, they again notate the frame and the fact that it looks as if something happened after those videos, because guess what? In the final video, that frame looked perfectly well in the wall. Not crooked, not dangling off. And again, she's being charged with first-degree murder, second-degree murder, and multiple child abuse charges. Now, they did specify that in Maryland, they, first-degree murder, a lot of reasons why they go with that is because you either get first or second, so they want to charge you with both. First-degree murder is premeditated, you did it on purpose. Second-degree murder is the fact that it's not on purpose, per se, you didn't plan it, but it happened because of something that you did, and then on top of that, you didn't get the person help. Now, I will keep you guys updated as this case continues to progress. She has pleaded not guilty, and she specifically stated when she was confronted, I don't understand. I didn't do anything to her. I would never hurt her. The investigator states, though, that it's clear that she was intoxicated and she was left alone with a newborn crying baby. And you know what's insane about all of this is that if you go to her Facebook page, because she made this post, she looks like a mom that, is taking care of her babies. Everything is good. And she even has pictures, tons of pictures of her, the baby, with her baby sister. You see things online and you would never think that someone would be capable of this. Now, again, she has pleaded not guilty. So as of right now, this is all alleged. Talk to you soon.